this day of expiry. Aditya Agarwala will help us decode that. Aditya, we were thinking that we'll probably break out of that range around 19,400 is what we saw yesterday. But today again it's become a bit somber. Where do you see the expiry happening?
Good afternoon, Anisha. Thanks for having the show. Markets are totally range bound. In fact, the morning data, if you taken a look at, it was clearly indicating that 19,400, 19,450 is the resistance zone. That was where the maximum call writing was happening, and 19,300 to 250 on the downside, which has acted as a previous support, should continue to act as support. I don't see too much of a volatility in the market in the second half of the trading session. My sense is market will hold on to levels of 19,250, 19,300 on the downside. And on the upside, it won't break 19,400, 450 that easily. Clearly, the joker in the pack is Bank Nifty, which has been witnessing a bit of profit booking, both on the PSU side and the private sector banks. Both are witnessing decent amount of profit booking. And the moment Bank Nifty starts to trade below 43,700, 43,650, that also happens to be the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern, which is worrisome for me. So Bank Nifty is making a head and shoulders pattern. It's yet to break down from that neckline, which is at 43,650. If that happens, my sense is it will have a rubbing effect on the Nifty as well, because as we all know, financials have overweight on Nifty. Then Nifty too can break the crucial support level of 19,250 on the downside. But I don't see that happening, Anisha, today. Today, I still believe markets will remain range bound between 19,300, 250 on the downside and 19,400, 450 on the upside.
What's about mid-cap IT? I mean, any name you see persistently that a 52-week high, Coforge, Emphasis, all of them rallying. Which ones look strongest to you?
Oh, absolutely. And all, in fact, the entire IT pack is looking very strong to me, especially the mid cap, as you mentioned. I believe Coforge is something which still looks very strong to me. I think one can look at current levels, accumulating the stock, going aggressively long, in fact, on Coforge, LTI, MLTTS. All these three stocks are looking very strong to me on the charts, Ajay. And I believe there is decent money in the making, at least 4 to 5% on the upside you can see in these stocks. And mind you, all the IT stocks, whenever they correct, they see a sharp bounce back. And I believe one should look at this sector, not ignore it, because there is volatility in the sector. It gives you an opportunity as well. The moment you see a sharp decline for a day or two, it's an opportunity to latch on to, especially the mid-cap names. And the three names that I mentioned, Coforge, LTTS, LTIM, stand out in the IT pack, especially in the mid-cap names.
Even some of the other, not only Gland, but some of the other pharma stocks are acting very interestingly, moving up today. Piramal Pharma is back above the 100 rupee mark once the right issue is over, etc. What's the chart telling you there?
So I've not looked at the charts of Piramal Pharma per se, but I believe this space is attractive. I believe most of the large cap pharma stocks have already outperformed. It's time that they take a backseat and whole host of smaller and mid cap pharma stocks chip in now. So you can name like Gland Pharma, which has outperformed post their numbers. Apollo Alembic Pharma is looking very strong on charts. As you mentioned, Piramal Pharma, I have not taken a look at the chart, but I'm sure these are some of the names which do pop up on the charts, especially in the mid cap and small cap space. So one should look at, and one can also look at some of these names like a Laurus Labs or Metropolis, because these have been beaten down and beaten all its way. I believe now it's time to look at these names, and I would stick my neck out and look at Laurus Labs. It's looking very attractive to me on the charts. I believe there is decent money making in Laurus Labs as well.
Okay, so those are the top recommendations from the pharma space. But any other stocks that you would want to recommend, Aditya?
Oh, yes, Anisha. As you mentioned, there is a lot of activity which we are seeing in the broader markets. So I've got a couple of buy recommendations for our viewers. The first one is Havells stock, after a very good consolidation, has now finally broken out from the neckline of an inverted head and shoulders. Volumes are very healthy. I believe stock has more legs on the upside. One can look at buying at current levels, look for a positional target of 1,500 on the upside with a stop loss at 1280 on the downside. The second stock recommendation is HDFC Life. Again, this is one space which has been looking very interesting to me, the life space insurance, and the entire buzz is there. So HDFC Life is looking very attractive on the charts. It's breaking out from a falling wedge pattern. One can buy at current levels, look for a target of 685 on the upside with a stop loss at 618 on the downside. It's an attractive buy.
Aditya, for joining us with that.